Hello, students, and welcome to English 2022 Solved Paper with me, Kunal Kohli. Let's read the passage below and then we'll answer the questions. Starting with the passage. Milkha Singh, also known as the Flying Sikh, was an Indian track and field sprinter who was introduced to the sport while serving in the Indian Army. He's the only athlete to win gold in 400 meters at the Asian Games as well as the Commonwealth Games. He also won gold medals in the 1958 and 1962 Asian Games. He represented India in the 1956 Summer Olympics in Melbourne, the 1960 Summer Olympics in Rome, and the 1964 Summer Olympics in Tokyo. He was awarded the Padma Shri, India's fourth highest civilian honor, in recognition of his sporting achievements. The race for which Singh is best remembered is his fourth place finish in the 400 meters final at the 1960 Olympic Games. He led the race to the 200-meter mark before easing off, allowing others to pass him. Singh's fourth place time of 45.73 seconds was the Indian national record for almost 40 years. From beginnings that saw him orphaned and displaced during the partition of India, Singh became a sporting icon in the country. In 2008, journalist Rohit Brijnath described Singh as the finest athlete India has ever produced. He was disappointed with his debut performance at the 1956 Melbourne Games. I returned to India chastened by my poor performance in Melbourne. I had been so excited by the prospects of being part of the Indian Olympics team, but hadn't realized how strong and professional the competition would be. My success in India had filled me with a sense of false pride, and it was only when I was on the track that I saw how inconsequential my talents were when pitted against superbly fit and seasoned athletes. It was then that I understood what competition actually meant, and that if I wanted to succeed on the international arena, I must be prepared to test my mettle against the best athletes in the world. Then he decided to make sprinting the sole focus of his life. Running had thus become my God, my religion, and my beloved. My life during those 2 years was governed by strict rules and regulations and a self-imposed penance. Every morning, I would rise at the crack of dawn, get into my sports kit, and dash off to the track, where I would run 2 or 3 miles cross-country in the company of my coach, on how he pushed himself through the tough days of vigorous training. I practiced so strenuously that often I was drained of all energy, and there were times when I would increase my speed to such an extent that after my rounds I would vomit blood or drop down unconscious through sheer exhaustion. My doctors and coaches warned me, asked me to slow down to maintain my health and equilibrium, but my determination was too strong to give up. My only focus was to become the best athlete in the world. But then, images of a packed stadium filled with cheering spectators, wildly applauding me as I crossed the finishing line, would flash across my mind, and I would start again, encouraged by visions of victory. 1. What is Milkha Singh known as? What realization did Milkha have when he was on track during the Melbourne Olympics? Answer. Milkha Singh is known as the Flying Sikh. During the Melbourne Olympics, he realized that international athletes were far stronger, fitter, and more professional than him, and that his success in India had given him a false sense of pride. 2. List any 2 of Milkha Singh's achievements. Answer. Milkha Singh won gold medals in the 400 meters at the Asian Games and the Commonwealth Games, and he also won gold medals in the 1958 and 1962 Asian Games. 3. What strict rules and regulations did Milkha Singh follow? Answer. Milkha Singh followed a strict routine that included waking up at dawn, wearing his sports kit, and running 2 or 3 miles cross-country daily with his coach as part of his disciplined training. 4. State 2 consequences of his hard work and strenuous practice. Answer. Due to his strenuous practice, Milkha Singh would often be completely drained of energy and at times vomit blood or fall unconscious because of excessive physical exertion. 5. What motivated Milkha Singh to become the best athlete in the world? Answer. Milkha Singh was motivated by visions of a packed stadium filled with cheering spectators in the dream of crossing the finishing line as a victorious athlete admired by everyone. Explain the phrase, "I would start again," in the last sentence. Answer. The phrase "I would start again" means that despite extreme exhaustion and pain, Milkha would resume his training with renewed determination, encouraged by thoughts of success and victory. 2. Read the following excerpt from a case study, J.K. Rowling. A journey through the Joanne Kathleen Rowling's near magical rise to fame is almost as well known as the characters she creates. Rowling was constantly writing and telling stories to her younger sister Diane. The first story I ever wrote down was about a rabbit called Rabbit. Rowling said in an interview, he got the measles and was visited by his friends, including a giant bee called Miss Bee. And ever since, Rabbit and Miss Bee, I have always wanted to be a writer, though I rarely told anyone so. However, my parents, both of whom came from impoverished backgrounds and neither of whom had been to college, took the view that my overactive imagination was an amusing personal quirk that would never pay a mortgage or secure a pension. A writer from the age of 6 with 2 unpublished novels in the drawer, she was stuck on a train when Harry walked into her mind, fully formed. She spent the next 5 years constructing the plots of 7 books, one for every year of his secondary school life. Rowling says she started writing the first book, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, in Portugal, where she was teaching English. At first, nobody wanted to publish Harry Potter. She was told that the plot was too complex. Refusing to compromise, she found a publisher. In 1997, Rowling received her first royalty check. By book 3, she had skyrocketed to the top of the publishing world. A row of zeros appeared on the author's bank balance and her life was turned upside down. Day and night, she had journalists knocking on the unanswered door of her flat. Rowling's quality control had become legendary as her obsession with accuracy. She's thrilled with Stephen Fry's taped version of the books and outraged that an Italian dust jacket showed Harry minus his glasses. Don't they understand that the glasses are the clue to his vulnerability? 1. Explain J.K. Rowling's near magical rise to fame. Answer. J.K. Rowling rose from being an unpublished writer to becoming one of the world's most successful authors after the publication of the Harry Potter series, which brought her worldwide recognition, immense wealth, and literary fame. 2. What reasons did the publisher give for rejecting Rowling's book? Answer. Complex. Publishers rejected Rowling's book because they felt the plot was too complex. 3. What was the drawback of achieving fame? Answer. The drawback of achieving fame was the loss of privacy, as journalists constantly knocked on Rowling's door and her personal life was disrupted. 4. Why was Rowling outraged with the Italian dust jacket? Answer. Rowling was outraged because the Italian dust jacket showed Harry Potter without glasses, which she believed were essential to show his vulnerability. 5. Find a word in the last para that means the same as insecure or helpless. Answer. Vulnerability. 5. According to the graph, how many years did it take Rowling to become very successful? Answer. According to the graph, it took about 3 years for J.K. Rowling to become very successful. For the visually impaired candidates. 6. What has become legendary about Rowling? Answer. Rowling's obsession with accuracy and strict quality control has become legendary. Section B. Writing and Grammar. Attempt any one from 1 and 2. 1. A group of enterprising young adults conducted a survey on reopening of educational institutions in the National Capital Region after cases are less than 0.3%. The responses included: should be opened for all classes after vaccination, only for classes 9 to 12, open only for exams, practical work, and can't say. Write a paragraph in about 120 words analyzing the listed responses. The survey conducted on reopening of educational institutions in the National Capital Region reflects varied opinions amongst people. A large section believes that schools should reopen for all classes after vaccination to ensure safety and restore normal academic activities. Another group feels that reopening should be limited to classes 9th to 12th as these students face important board examinations and career decisions. Some respondents suggest opening institutions only for examinations and practical work to reduce health risks. A few people remain undecided, showing uncertainty and fear about the situation. Overall, the responses highlight a balance between educational needs and health concerns, suggesting that reopening should be gradual and carefully planned. 2. You are Vikram Vanya, librarian, BS Public School, Delhi. Write a letter to the manager of Amar Publication House, Mumbai, placing an order for 4 sets of social studies books for grades 6 to 8, published by NCERT in not more than 120 words. Mention library discount, mode of payment, and date of delivery. Here is our answer. BS Public School, Delhi. The date. The manager, Amar Publication House, Mumbai. Subject. Order for NCERT Social Studies books for grades 6 to 8. Sir, Madam, I wish to place an order for 4 sets of NCERT Social Studies books for grades 6 to 8 for our school library. Kindly supply the latest editions at the earliest and allow a suitable library discount. The payment will be made through check upon receipt of the books. Please ensure that the delivery is completed by such and such date so that the books can be issued to students on time. An invoice may be sent along with the consignment. Yours sincerely, Vanya, Library. Now, read the following conversation and complete the passage that follows. Neha, I'm really looking forward to the class picnic tomorrow. Namita, yes, after a long time, we will be meeting our friends and teachers. Neha told Namita 1 dash, looking forward to the class picnic the next day. Namita agreed that after a long time, 2 dash, meeting their friends and teachers. What are the answers? 1, that she was. 2, they would be. The following paragraph has an error in each line. Identify the error and write its correction against the correct blank number. The first one has been done as an example. Air pollution is emerging like an example, like as global problem among the world. A dash dash. Much of our cities have B dash dash industries, which is responsible for 20% of the C dash dash pollutants. Answers. Example as A, the. B, much, many. C is, are. Section C, literature. Answer any 6 questions in 30 to 40 words each. 1. What impressed Mr. Barua about Rajiv? Glimpses of India. Answer. Mr. Barua was impressed by Rajiv's dedication, sincerity, and sense of responsibility. Rajiv performed his duties efficiently and showed genuine concern for his work, which reflected his disciplined nature and strong work ethic. 2. Kissa Gautami admitted that she was being selfish in grief. Do you agree? Why? Why not? The sermon at Banaras. Answer. Yes, Kissa Gautami was being selfish in her grief because she wanted her child to be revived, ignoring the universal truth of death. Her sorrow blinded her to the fact that death is inevitable and common to all human beings. 3. Amanda did not agree with the restrictions put on her. Give 2 reasons to support the statement. Amanda. Answer. Amanda disliked the constant instructions given to her, such as not biting her nails and sitting properly. She felt these restrictions deprived her of freedom and imagination, making her escape into a world of fantasies and solitude. 4. Mention any 2 reasons why Walt Whitman appreciates animals more than humans. Animals. Answer. Walt Whitman appreciates animals because they are calm and content. Unlike humans who complain and worry, animals do not show greed or guilt, nor do they obsess over material possessions or social status. 5. Describe the pirate in The Tale of the Custard Dragon. The Tale of the Custard Dragon. The pirate is described as a fierce and dangerous man with a sword and a pistol. He appears fearless and aggressive, creating panic among Belinda and her pets before being bravely confronted and defeated by Custer. 6. Why did Ebright start a project of tagging butterflies? The making of a scientist. Answer. Ebright started tagging butterflies to study their migration patterns. He wanted to understand where butterflies traveled and how far they went, which helped him develop scientific thinking and research skills from an early age. 7. Why did the young lawyer dislike his job in the law firm? The hack driver. Answer. The young lawyer disliked his job because it was monotonous and lacked excitement. He handled dull cases and longed for adventure, which made him eager to take up an assignment in the countryside. Answer any of the two following in about 120 words each. 1. As Vali, make a diary entry sharing your joys, disappointments during the bus ride. Answer. Dear diary, today was the most exciting day of my life as I finally traveled on a bus all by myself. I felt thrilled watching the bustling streets, fields, and people through the windows. Buying the ticket and sitting confidently among adults made me feel grown up. However, I was disappointed when I could not see my mother's reaction or share my happiness with anyone. The conductor's teasing also annoyed me. Still, the joy of fulfilling my long cherished dream outweighed everything else. I returned home silently, carrying a heart full of memories and satisfaction. 2. Natalia and her father, Chubukov, turn around when Lomov puts his proposal in the open. As a reader, briefly describe what you think of Natalia and Chubukov from the play The Proposal. Natalia and Chubukov are portrayed as materialistic and opportunistic lovers. Natalia and Chubukov are portrayed as materialistic and opportunistic characters. Initially, they insult Lomov and quarrel over property issues. However, once Lomov's marriage proposal becomes known, they immediately change their attitude. Natalia regrets her behavior and desperately tries to bring Lomov back, while Chubukov encourages the marriage for personal gain. Their sudden shift highlights their greed, hypocrisy, and obsession with social status and property rather than genuine human relationships. 3. The credit of Bholi's transformation to Sulekha goes to her teacher. Elaborate with reference to the text. Bholi. Answer. Bholi's transformation from a timid, stammering girl into a confident individual is largely due to her teacher's encouragement and patience. The teacher treated her with kindness, motivated her to speak without fear, and instilled self-respect in her. Through education and moral support, Bholi gained confidence and learned to stand up for herself, ultimately rejecting an unequal marriage. The teacher played a crucial role in shaping Bholi's self-worth and independence. And with that, we come to the end of our English 2022 solved paper with me, Kunal Kohli. Follow us for more CBSE solved papers.